What up, YouTube? I getting over like a sinus thing or whatever. So, in case there's, I don't even know what I'm saying here. But look, I've been pretty angry, and I'm not gonna lie, feels good. You know, I guess I don't know. I guess I'm just tired of being a doormat. Like some of my earlier videos, I explained like how, 2018 was pretty rough for me. And for me, the lesson was, being a doormat doesn't guarantee a job, doesn't guarantee relationships. It could take years for me to find out, where I really stand with someone, I guess. That's not what I wanted to say, but I already said that shit. But look, so, like right now, like I'm willing to test you and just find out now, basically where I'm at, how far I can go with you, or whatever. An example of that, of what I'm trying to say, is the job I took. Been there for over 130 some days. I don't know. I'm like in the middle of month 4. So it's about 130, something like that. I was told I'd be brought on, in less than 2 months. I'd make X amount of money a year, and I'd have, a really nice benefits package. Well, that motherfucker resigned before that 60 days was up. So, all the people who run the department are not in my state. They're across the country on the East Coast. I'm on the West Coast. And, the dude that's been signing my check, I hit him up and I'm like, when am I going to be hired? And he ignores me. I left him a voicemail, email, ignored me. So I started digging around and trying to figure out like how to do my job, because, the documentation is scarce, and, there's a third party company who has been doing all the, basically all the IT stuff. And so I said, hey, in the notes that I did find, you guys are all over it. You guys built the office I work in. You guys built the other offices. I need to see your documentation so I can know, how to monitor this stuff, and I can see what's going on. And instead of responding, they say, oh, we can sell you monitoring. No, give me the documentation, period. Should have been here when we paid you for the job, Oh, no problem, it's the holidays, we'll get it back to you next week, So I got to wait a week for your engineer. So if we actually had an outage and your engineers were needed, we'd have to wait a week. Yeah, our engineers are off for the holiday. You guys suck. So I can't remember how did I get in a conversation with the two guys in charge. One is like he's one of the chief officers of the company, an executive, and the other one is like a VP. And so they're asking me for help to help them understand the network. And there's 2 other guys who's been here longer than me. And I'm just trying to figure out how I'm the only one not on staff, getting paid the least, how I'm there. I have the most information about the company, been there the least amount of time, and no one wants to talk about hiring me. So, yeah, fuck that. I've been here before. I have been a doormat for years, and, I got promoted a couple times, and, that was great. But then the promotion stopped, and they weren't the promotions I wanted. So it's like I'm just tired of just rolling over and letting everyone else dictate what my next moves are, So I'm really like, fuck that completely and wholeheartedly. No, I say no. So I basically tell them, before I give them any information, I told them, who is responsible for hiring me? Is it the chief officer guy, or is it the VP guy? Is it you or him? Oh, you're not on staff? You're the one who signed my paycheck, sir. I'm not on staff. Oh, that's you. Yes, that's me. Stop acting stupid, Just say, or you don't know. Tell me the truth, And the guy's like, what do you say? oh, well, I don't really know you. Fuck that. You don't know me, but you have no problem getting help from me for really, really cheap. Well, I'm getting paid cheap. I'm sure they're paying more for me being a contractor than they would for me to be on staff. That's kind of the way contracting works. So just been really, really, really angry, you know. So, I tell them I'll help them, but I haven't given them anything. Nothing tangible yet. I basically gave them what I found. That's what I did. Well, I haven't made anything, so I haven't actually documented anything. It's all here. I want to put it to paper, but at this point, I feel like the only leverage I have is to wait for me to get what I want, and while they give me, before I give them what they want, So what was it? So they said, hey, listen, we're hiring you a director, and we'll let's table this conversation. I said, I don't want to table this conversation. First, I was told I was going to be hired in less than 2 months. That guy's gone. He told me that you guys would expedite my employment, that I might have to wait 90 days. It's been 90 days. Where are we at? Well, I don't really know. He says, maybe me and the new director, when he starts on Monday, maybe we could talk about it that Friday. I said, are we going to talk about it Friday? Yes, we'll talk Friday. Okay. So no calendar invitation, whatever. I mean, it's just words. I don't care about the invitation and the formalities. I don't care about all this stuff. I want to see you do what you say you're going to do. I could care less about an email, a signed piece of paper. I know that sounds really stupid, honestly, like I should have it on paper, but you should do what the fuck you say. To me, that matters more. But sure, what I've been learning is needs to be on paper. So the new director gets in, and so I hear that you're the guy with all the information on the network and that I need to kind of get started with my job. I'm like, yes, great. Welcome to the team and whatnot. So I just want you to know I'm not officially on the team. I am a contractor and was supposed to be hired before, and I'm hoping you or the VP can help me with that, Oh, yeah, cool. Yeah, no problem, So, he was like, just talk to me about, what you found so far and all this other stuff. Okay, so tell him verbally everything that I know, verbally. Nothing's undocumented. And I'm asking for when I'm going to get hired. No, nothing, right? So that Friday comes and goes, and it's now the next Friday. And this motherfucker asked me to not only document what I know, but he said, could you please create a template for the other 2 locations, the other 2 IT guys, to be able to document their networks like how you did. Now, 2 things. 1, I can do their networks from Nevada. I can do it from my office. 2, why am I creating a standard for the company and I'm not even fucking on staff? Explain that shit to me, So I wrote like a novel to the guy, a long email. And then I was like, no, fuck that. So like I deleted it, and I tried to like be concise, and I can't be concise to save my life. Can't be concise. Just like I can't keep this back seat clean. Like I clean the shit out, and then it's like that again. I have another box here that you can't see that I'm about to install right now, and it's gonna be a bunch of trash again. Well, not all that's trash. It's just a fucking mess. Like I need to get some totes and organize it, but then I got to go back to work. Like I work and I do these side jobs on the weekend. Sometimes I think Wednesday's Friday. That's because I'm working Saturday, Sunday, and technically if Saturday's my Monday, Wednesday's my Friday. Like I'm all fucked up. And fuck. And then I get into it with my wife over, she's saying like I've been like short with her. And like, so my wife she's always, okay, always is not a fair word to use. I've learned that shit in counseling. But it has been kind of allowed in our relationship for her to be short with me often. And part of it was because in the beginning, before we got married, I cheated on her, told her about the shit. Before I married her, I said, hey, this was 3 years ago. I want to marry you. I wasn't sure if I ever wanted to get married, and now I'm sure, but I think you should know that I was a piece of shit while you were pregnant. And, if you want to move forward with me, I'll do whatever it takes to make it right, but at least you should know, like, that I did this and basically got away with it. And, so that obviously took the relationship completely downhill. And she had started treating me like shit for a couple years, and I let it because I felt like shit. Started going to counseling, got saved, gave my life to Jesus Christ and all this shit, right? And I just became like the biggest, the best, most comfortable fucking doormat that anyone can ever buy, right? And this was 9 years ago, okay? Like 9.5 years ago. Fuck that. I know I fucked up. You decide to stay. Fuck it, you know? So then she fucks up 2 or 3 years ago. And we're already married, you know? So, but I know what it's like to fuck up with someone you love, you know? And I know how bad it feels. It don't matter how hard or how, you know, how hard she was on me. Like, I was harder on myself by far. Like, there's nothing close to what I did internally to myself. Like becoming the doormat and all this other shit. Just letting people abuse me everywhere I go, you know? Keep my head down and working. And I was making a lot of money. Like, I was still making moves in the work field and whatnot. But I did everything in my power to make sure that if my wife wasn't happy, it wasn't my fault, you know? Super codependent, blah, 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 blah. Thousands of dollars in counseling. Thousands of dollars to the fucking church. None of that shit changed anything. Counseling did, I will say that, you know, but at this point, I mean, it was like 8 years of counseling, and I don't need a fucking counselor right now. I need to fucking just live life for like the first time in my life and deal with some shit. And if I get stuck, I'll go back to the therapist, but I'm not fucking going to the therapist because my wife's upset that I'm being short lately. It's not happening. We could talk about it. You don't like how I'm talking? Okay. Well, let's deal with the facts of the matter and let's move on because we're adults. And a lot of people do this shit without counseling, okay? We've had it 8 years. We know how we're supposed to talk, like the word always, never. All these, like, words are like, you're not supposed to use these words when you're arguing. It's unfair arguing, you know? Name calling. There's just a lot of rules that we know. And so when she gets pissed, she teaches this shit too, you know? Building healthy relationships and codependency and all this shit. She teaches, she's going to school to be a therapist and all that. And like, I do my best to like not throw the shit in her face when she's doing that shit wrong. But like lately, it's like, fuck it, you're doing the shit wrong. You are using the words that are unfair arguing. I'm calling you out. And then if I'm super angry, I'll be like, aren't you studying this stuff? You shouldn't be talking to me like this. And I know it bothers her. And it's like, I mean, it's like, she can handle it. Like, you know, I'm tired of you talking to me however you want to talk to me. I'm tired of that. I'm tired of anybody doing that shit. Like, I don't have a hit out on my wife, you know, like I'm not singling her out. Like, I love my wife and my daughter. Like, I do all this shit for them too. All of it. Okay. So don't tell me I'm taking it all out on you. Sure. Have I changed? Yes. Last year fucking sucked. And I got some shit I got to change. And in the process, it will just naturally change my relationship with you. It's just the way this shit works. You know that's how it works. We've done this shit since the whole relationship we've been together. We know how this shit works. So, yeah, I put my pants back on in a relationship, and I feel great, you know? Started working out, started, like, socializing with my friends. Like, I went out with a friend of mine on, I think it was 2 Sundays ago to B-Dubs. I love B-Dubs. My fucking favorite place, happy place on earth, you know? Went there, had a few drinks with him. We just talked shit for I want to say it was like 6 hours. It was a long time just talking shit. And I felt great. Came home. You know, I got no secret relationships going on. None of that bullshit. I'm just angry. And it's okay. I can be angry. So, I'm not apologizing for being angry now. Because, so I yelled at her twice. But it was like, I have reason for it. But like last night she was saying, like, I understand there's reason for it, but don't, you know, you still have to admit that you overreacted. And I'm like, can we stop using the word overreacted? I reacted is what the fuck I did. Compared to the doormat, for the doormat that you've created, or, well, she didn't create it, I created the doormat, but she did have a role in it. But that shit's on me. But so the doormat's reaction was an overreaction for that guy. But me, I have my head up and I'm paying attention because I lost a 6-figure contract. I'm over here getting milked off for like less than I'm supposed to be getting paid. And I still have to do all these fucking side jobs just to pay the fucking rent. If I don't do these side jobs, guess what? The rent's not fucking paid. The rent's not fucking paid. Then what are we going to do? My wife's working. She ain't making enough money. Oh, and she don't want to work in the fall. She said, hey, we had a deal. I'm not working in the fall. And I'm like, it's really cute that you make these deals with no facts. How I can't guarantee you I'm not going to need you to keep working. You know how many, like, I understand working sucks for you and going to school and all that shit. I get it. She kicks ass, man. My wife's made Dean's List 3 times. I'm so impressed, you know. But if we need you to work, you got to work. You got to figure the shit out. How to go to school and work at the same time. How can you say by the fall I'm not working if right now we're paycheck to paycheck together? I don't get that shit at all. So I told her, I'm working on your goal for the fall. All these side jobs I'm doing, I'm trying to get contracts where they're paying me every month instead of just per job. So when you, like, she gave me a shit about putting my equipment in the bedroom. We got a fucking 2-bedroom apartment now. We used to have a 4-bedroom house. Now we got a 2-bedroom apartment. I got nowhere to put my shit anymore. So I set the shit up in the room so I could program it there. It'll save me time when I finally get here today to install the shit, which I'm about to do right now. It saved me 3 hours of the install by doing it in there. Now, I was going to do it last Monday, Tuesday, but you see, you hear it in my sinuses. I got sick. I'm not going to kill myself over work, and I know the shit can wait till the weekend. I hate waiting. I hate pushing shit back. I want to do it now, get it off my list. I want to get the shit off my list. I rested. While I'm rested, she want to give me shit about the equipment in the room. She almost knocked the shit over was. And that was the second time I blew up at her because she had this attitude about why, why is equipment even there in the first place? I'm like, that don't matter. Please watch where you're going. That's $2,000 worth of equipment, and you almost knocked it over. And if I got to pay for it, that means we got to pay for the shit. And I understand you don't want the equipment in here at all because you clean the room. And how dare I put equipment in here? I get it. It won't happen again. But right now it's here, and it's here until I remove it. Can't help you. I get it that you're pissed. It's not happening again. So, no, she want to keep fighting about the shit. There's nothing else to say. I'm sorry the equipment's there. Won't happen again, but it's there right now, and it's going to be there until I install the shit this weekend. You almost knocked the shit over. Watch where you're going. Well, I said, please watch where you're going. That's really what I said. And she's like, why are you scolding me? That's not scolding. How is that scolding? Because a man is telling you what to do, you make that scolding? I don't know. That's another thing. She grew up, and her dad wasn't there. And, like, all the women, it's like 7 or 8 women she grew up with, and they're all, like, man-haters and shit, right? So she got, like, this whole dichotomy about women and man, and I don't know. It's almost like she wants to be a man. I'm not saying she's, like, a transgender or no shit like that. I'm just saying she had to be the man for her family and all that. So it gets conflicting in our relationship because I'm the man that she's never seen before, you know? So give me some room. I'm here. Let me do my part. There's nothing else to say. I don't know what you want me to say. Like last night, she was like afraid that I'm going to blow up and quit, or I don't really understand her fears. It didn't make any sense. I think they were like feelings, you know, and I can understand that. We don't talk. You don't speak my language. I don't speak yours. We know we spent thousands of dollars on this shit, you know. But she's supposed to be all about the facts. And when I give her facts, it's not enough. She's like, you don't sound like this matters to you, or I don't hear it or see it. You know I'm not going to give you facial expressions with my shit. You know I'm not going to sound all enthusiastic unless I'm already fucking pissed. And that's not when you want to listen to me. When I get all upset, you don't want to listen to me. So, I don't know. like all this INTP, Jungian shit, you know, whatever. I'm not trying to dissect this shit. I'm just giving you a snapshot. I guess when an INT's fed up and angry, the shit fucking feels good when I tell people what I really think. Oh, I didn't tell you guys, I almost lost my job Friday. That's what this was all about. Boss man, I called the guy instead of emailing him, and I said, hey, where are we at with my employment? Oh, well, I don't really know what your deal is with your contract or what we have. You know, that was before I got started. I said, I know, but I was supposed to be hired before you started, and I was working with, you know, your two bosses, and now they're putting it on you. And I said, you're asking me to do stuff that's engineering related, and I'm hired to be a tech. And this was me trying to negotiate, and I'm like, I'm happy to help you, but I would like to get paid for it. He was like, so you're telling me you're not going to do any work that's not what you were hired for until we pay you? And I was like, well, yeah. But, like, that's not the words I chose, but, like, he's changing the narrative on the shit. Dude's fucking genius. Like, he's good at this shit. And I was like, yeah. Well, you know, I can do it myself. I was like, you can. I mean, you can. I'm not saying do it, but yes, you can. You know, like, I agree with you. So he was like, did you get any offers on paper? No. Okay. Do you know in your contract, like, I'm able to, you know, I can, like, pretty much ask you to do whatever because we're really just paying you for your time? I was like, I know I'm a tech, but I can check. He was like, no, I'll find out. So he, like, hangs up the phone. So I call my recruiter. I'm like, send me my job description because I don't know what it is. I think I just put my foot in my mouth, blah, blah, blah. And it literally says it, first 3 lines, you're fucked, you're screwed, you're fucked, right? Literally says he can do all this shit without notice, without me approving anything. And the recruiter said, you know, you shouldn't push any buttons because, you know, we need them to give you a good reference. Fuck that. No, I don't. I don't need you guys. I'm my own business, and I have customer referrals I can use. I don't need this fucking guy. What I need for him to do is tell me if he's going to hire me or not. I don't care to be everyone's fucking doormat anymore. Fear, I know fear. I lived with fear my whole life. I'm fucking done with that shit right now. Don't feed me fear. It's what this bitch did. Fed me fear. So I said, okay, I got enough. Thank you. Please give me a raise. Well, I think we should start with talking to the new director. What's the name and number? I'll get back to you, I said. So, unfortunately, I had to bitch up and message the guy because every time I talk, I say too much shit. And this guy's so calm and he's so good at talking, man, and I'm not. So I just messaged him an apology. Hey, you know, I'm so embarrassed. Whatever. So embarrassed. You know, I looked at my job description. I was so wrong. I should have did this before I called you and wasted your time. So sorry. No problem. I'll get right on the project. And all this shit, I did the doormat thing because I need my job. Okay? Sucks. But I do that shit so well. But yeah, I did that shit. You know, I'm not trying to lose a job over this shit because after all, I'm still paycheck to paycheck. But I'm still angry about it. And I told him that I'm upset that the last manager guy gave me empty promises. I'm still upset about it. And he said, no judgment. I get it. You know, I understand the history there. You know, and he said, I want to use you for the engineering stuff here, and I'm still going to find out what I can do with you. So he's like, I appreciate you helping me. He was like, I really thought you were just going to be helpful. I did not expect you to push back so hard and so fast. And I'm like, that's what she said, but I didn't say that shit. It sucks because I can't see the guy, you know? So anyways, I mean, that was a lot. Shit wasn't, you know, I'm sorry that it's 24 minutes, but it's 25 minutes. But I've been pretty pissed. I do feel a little good right now. I got all this shit off. I've been trying to talk to my friends, and they won't fucking answer the phones. So, and it's raining. The shit never rains out here. It's supposed to be a desert. But deserts, it just shit does rain in deserts. Seen that show on Discovery Channel. But anyways, we'll go handle this business and get back to it, you know. But I'm disappointed in the world. The world fucking sucks. Fuck everybody. That's how I be feeling. I don't mean it, but that's how I feel. And the shit feels great. I'm not trying to push my wife away, but I am in the gym. I got back in the gym a month ago. I'm 5 pounds down. I feel strong as shit. And, yeah, man, I'm tired of being the lay down fucking mat. So, fuck you, pay me. Yeah, I guess. Peace out.